probably do the intro.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Brittany's here.
Hello!
Brittany.
It's
Brittany. And we are here to do a review or our thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier. But yeah, so we're here to talk about the first episode because there's only one that's been released. They didn't release two, which makes sense because they're hour long and they're only doing 6. So I kind of see why they didn't release both of them. But I loved it.
It was so good! That's my thoughts. Okay, well, everybody have a good night.
You're supposed to actually leave frame.
I was trying, but my chair is too tall.
Oh, this is going great. So first thoughts. Basically, I loved it. I'll be honest, I loved it better than WandaVision. Not saying WandaVision isn't good. It's really good, especially towards the end. I just like the first episode better than the other one. It also made more sense to me, so maybe that is why I liked it. WandaVision didn't, even that towards the end didn't really make sense to me.
My first thoughts, heck yes. The action was there. The awkwardness between James Barnes and his little lady friend was great and amazing, and it was just all around. There were laughs, there was tears. It was a great show. It just was.
Oh yeah, I cried for sure. And then I screamed. Not really. I don't react sometimes I do. I have done it in Supernatural. And I don't usually react, which is why I don't do reaction videos as I watch it, because I like silence and quiet when I watch a show. So that's why I don't do reaction videos.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to admit this. I don't like the new Captain America.
I don't think anybody likes the new Captain. I didn't even like him.
It just feels very disrespectful to Steve to bring in another person. And it feels disrespectful to Sam, who gave the shield willingly to the museum and to the government in a way, because he didn't feel like he was going to be able to take that symbol and make it mean something. He wanted to stand by himself as Falcon and be a symbol for people. And instead, they took that symbol, the shield, and gave it to somebody else who I don't think really deserves it. I mean, he could. I don't know the character that well, but in my opinion, first episode doesn't deserve it. Give it back to Sam.
I honestly loved the whole episode. I loved how they talked about who's going to be the next symbol for Earth, especially after everything in Endgame. Everyone's freaking out, which I don't blame them. I mean, when you find out aliens can come down and try to take over and kill half the planet and travel through time, and yeah, I would be a little freaked out too. So having that symbol, they really, the people are really pushing for a symbol.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is going to contain spoilers.
I would hope so. I hope people would know that by now.
I also found it very interesting because Sam was kind of Steve's sidekick for a time, and then Rhodey made an appearance and he was Tony's sidekick, which I thought was kind of a nice touch.
That whole sequence made me cry. Just because of that, things like that. They were talking about Steve most of the time, but you looked at Rhodey. I was going to say his actual name, Don Cheadle. You look at him and you're like, he was Tony's sidekick. So you got these two sidekicks together, and it kind of broke down a little bit.
They both lost their mentors or heroes or symbols or whatever, and they're trying to pick up the pieces and make the world a better place.
The only thing that drives me nuts is Captain America didn't die. He just grew old in a different time.
So funny that you mentioned that, because I was under the impression after rumors that the first scene of the Falcon and Winter Soldier was going to be Steve's funeral.
And it basically kind of was.
It kind of was, like, in a way, but at the same time, I was expecting the actual funeral, so I was going in getting ready to, like, cry my eyes.
Well, I mean, I guess we should narrow down the episode. Because I was just about to say, like, they didn't have a funeral, but they, like, mentioned that, like, that part where that one guy was asking Sam if he kept him to the moon.
And what are you doing? You know, moon stuff. Oh my god, that was beautiful.
But, like, he was saying, and, like, it brought up the fact that no one knows what actually happened other than, I'm assuming Steve,
Bucky,
Sam, and Bucky. I don't think anyone else even
Hulk,
knows.
Probably. Hulk was there.
Yeah, Hulk too. But, like, I feel like they didn't say anything to anyone. They just said he's gone. And so no one knows what actually happened.
It's probably, like, all these rumors are popping up. Like, is he dead? Did he, like, go into hiding somewhere?
So, I thought that was interesting. Interesting. Like, they didn't tell them what happened. We're gonna break the episode down like we did WandaVision.
Yeah.
For sure. So, basically, it starts off with Sam.
Yeah, and he's dressed in a black suit, which was why I was like, oh god, they're going to say Steve's funeral. I was like, I'm not ready. But then it turned out to be like, was it the Air Force thing?
Yeah, he was trying to save some guy that was...
Some military guy, I forgot his name, but he was being held captive on a plane, and...
Is that the same military guy that he hangs out with the rest of the time? Or is that a different guy? No, that was the guy on the ground. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Watching him, cheering him on. It was so adorable. I'm glad that Sam has a little sidekick. But yeah, he had to like fly onto this plane and get
save
this
a guy
before anybody like got injured
he also was trying to do it before they got into a certain air zone.
Yeah, the Libyan.
Yeah, because like he only had a certain amount of time to get out of there before it went crazy.
And the cool thing is they brought back a villain from a previous movie. Did you know that?
Nope, I didn't know it.
That was from which Captain America movie? It was from a Captain America movie. So anyway, the villain was brought back from Winter Soldier, which we figured out.
As you tell.
Yeah, so he was brought back, which I thought was kind of cool because I wasn't ever expecting to see him again because I didn't really know anything about him. But yeah, he's French and he's part of an organization, which I saw some theories on what the organization is. It's called the LAF, but nobody actually knows what the LAF stands for currently. But there's some things that are going around on the internet, such as that the LAF could mean, in French, it would be translated to something, but in English, it would be freedom before fortune or something like that, which I thought was interesting because it kind of makes sense with what they're doing. But anyway, so the villain guy takes the military guy and escapes the plane, leaving Sam kind of stranded for a second before he jumps out the plane, and his little sidekick guy is like cheering him on while following him, and he's like warning him.
That would be me. I'm sidekick guy.
He's warning him that he's getting closer to the airspace and that would be really bad and that he needs to find another route, which leads to him finding another route. And it was pretty badass. Just like the whole fight scene, it just gave it a genuine Marvel feel.
Yep. And it sucked you in right away.
Yeah, I was just like...
I loved it. I missed those movies, man.
Yeah. And I watched it on my big TV, and it was like all dark and stuff when I watched it. So it like felt like I got more of a movie theater vibe from it.
And so after that, I'm trying to remember this because, like I said, I watched it at 3 a.m.
After that, they're in the courtyard, I think, of like this town.
The area they're in, yeah. I don't remember what town it was. But...
And Torres, I feel like Torres is his name, his last name. I think that's his name.
We're bad at this, guys.
Torres, I feel like is his last name. He's scanning around them using like one of those the VRs or whatever, like the screens, and he finds like this symbol and he keeps telling Sam about it, and Sam is like, you know, fixing up his pack or whatever, and people are thanking him for being an Avenger, and he's responding back in Arabic, which, dude, way to go for learning like multiple languages. Like, I thought it was really cool that he could like respond back really instantly. And Torres was very also impressed with him because he was like, oh, he
was
Arabic.
Freaking out that he was an Avenger, like in just general.
Yeah, like he was just nerding out, and it was cute. And so
this is where we come to the moon story.
So Torres is like finding this group or whatever. I forgot the name of the group.
We're really bad at these. If you watch these, I'm impressed.
It's because I don't care about the villains, because the villains are gonna lose. Everybody knows that, and they can just go whatever. And Sam,
but you gotta admit, Thanos is really cool.
Thanos can kiss my butt.
He killed my favorite character.
He killed a lot of my favorite characters, but they came back. But he killed them.
Yeah. So, but he's still one of. I mean, he is the biggest, craziest villain out there, but he's still really cool. Gotta admit.
Yeah. But yeah, like Sam is talking to him about this group, and it's apparently like a bunch of terrorists possibly that are trying to cause trouble. And Torres is like, I'm gonna check these guys out on the internet. Totally safe. And Sam's like, cool, keep me updated. And then they get somehow like the story gets to Steve and like what's going on with Steve. And Torres asks him if he took Steve to the moon for like on a base. And Sam like doesn't really give him an answer. But then he's like, so I gotta get going. And Torres is like, where are you going? Or like, what are you doing? And Sam's like, moon stuff.
That was probably the funniest thing ever.
I loved it because it just shows like they have good sense of humor. And
yeah. This was also the spot where we kind of figured out that not everyone knows what happened to Steve. There's like theories. People like, I think you mentioned it earlier, right? The Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man thing where he was announced as dead, and so a lot of people are putting theories out there because they don't think it's true and different things. So I thought that was probably the most unique thing about
it's like
this episode.
internet conspiracies.
Yeah. But the fact that someone thought Sam took him to the moon, I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
Of all things, why would he want to go to the moon? So yeah, so then we go from there to
Bucky.
DC. Oh yeah, we go to Bucky. I forgot.
And first it starts off with a little flashback, so it's kind of like a dream memory flashbacky thing where Winter Soldier's going after somebody, and there's this like group of people, and these people are going to the bar, but one kid straggles off because he wants to go to bed. It's really late, and Winter Soldier kicks ass, takes names, shoots a bunch of people, kills them, and then realizes that there's a witness, and of course there can be no witnesses for the Winter Soldier, and it ends with him shooting the kid. And suddenly we come back to James Barnes. He's awake. He wakes up from this nightmare or whatever it may be, and he's laying on the floor on like a single blanket with a blanket covering him, which makes me feel like so horrible. Because, like, you deserve a bed, my dude. Civil War, where he's sleeping on, like, a single mattress, I thought that was sad. No. Him sleeping on the floor with one blanket and one blanket over him, like, that was horrible. Horrible. I felt so bad for him. Like, I just wanted to hold him. Give him a hug. What?
I think you're getting a little too personal
I'm
with
sorry.
this. Was that all, Bucky? What else was I?
Therapy.
Oh, yeah, therapy.
Okay. This part where he goes to the therapy and the therapist is talking to him and they talk about how he needs to make amends, or he's trying to make amends for all these things, and he can't do the bad thing, which is hurt people. He has to follow these 3 rules. And the scenes where he's making amends with the senator or whatever, and he's like, "Hi, I'm James Barnes. I'm not the Winter Soldier. I'm trying to make amends with you," or whatever. And then at the end of it, there's that smile he gives her, and it's so awkward and cheesy. It's just like, I couldn't help laughing because he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna get going," and just like walks off. And he's just grinning. And yeah, it was like that part, it added a little bit of comedy to it, but at the same time, like, you can tell that he's trying to do better compared to what he's done before.
The next one is the memorial thing, right? I don't remember. Because after the thing, I think it's the memorial, because Sam goes to DC after the army thing. And then they do the whole, I don't know if it's a memorial. It's not a funeral, but I want to say it's like a memorial to Steve. And Sam's talking. Mm-hmm. And then you see the crowd where Rhodey's in the crowd.
Not Tom Cheadle.
I know, I want to keep saying his name.
I know you do.
A few moments later.
So Don Cheadle. Rhodey was there.
James Rhodes.
He was there in the crowd, and so he basically was talking about Captain America and everything he stands for. I don't know. I don't remember everything. But the big thing is he gave the shield up for display at this museum. This is where he's talking about.
I feel like it was the Smithsonian, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember. But they were giving the shield. Because
it was like the one with the huge Captain America thing. So
and that might be, yeah. And so that was the big thing, was that. And then, I almost said his name again. Rhodey and him had a little talk at the end.
Yeah.
That made me cry. I bawled my eyes out because they were talking about Steve, and it just reminded me that all these characters were not going to come back for the next phase. And it got to me.
That's really sad. Even though they are like building up new characters for the new phase, it's just not the same because like 10 years ago, we didn't have superhero movies. Nope. And then all of a sudden we had Iron Man and the Hulk, and we were like, whoa, what is this? And then all of a sudden we have this entire universe, and I just hurt my hand really bad. And but we have like this whole universe now, and it's just crazy because 10 years ago people weren't that into comics, or I mean, like, we were, but like there was like a community of us that were into it, and now it's broader audience because you can go and watch it instead of having to sit and read it. And it's just something different.
It is, and it's that whole scene just kind of was, I mean, even Sam talking, it was just all really emotional because you realize Steve's not coming back and Tony's not coming back, and all these symbols that Earth looked at are not coming back, so now they're kind of symbolless right now. So yeah,
unfortunately,
that we got really depressing there.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so now we're gonna pick up the mood again by Bucky befriending an old man.
Oh my god, that's even sad too.
Oh, just kidding, it's sad. So we come back to Bucky. He's in New York, I want to say, and he's walking on the street, and he comes across this old man who's going off on this other guy. And what we realize is that Bucky has been having lunch with this guy for we don't even know how long. Mm-hmm. And they've been doing it every, what was it, Wednesday or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Like, it's like every week he takes this guy to lunch, and they have conversations, and there's this really pretty waitress, and the guy's like, hey, he wants to take you out on a date. And it's really cute that, like, Bucky's, like, super awkward. Like, I can totally handle myself, dude. Like, you don't have to ask her out for me. But, like, he still lets him. And, like, so they make a date. And Bucky's just really awkward and talking about, like, online dating. And I think that goes to the date. Or is it Sam and his family?
Oh, this is what happens when it's an hour.
Yeah.
I know I believe he does the date before they go to Sam.
Okay.
But I'm not positive. But you can talk about the date.
I love the date because they play Battleship.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
And he's like just drinking beers like crazy because he technically has the serum in his system. It's not the same serum as Steve, but it's still a super soldier kind of serum.
Mm-hmm.
And so he cannot get drunk, which is part of the serum because Steve does it in Captain America. And so he's just drinking, and the waitress was like, wow, you can really drink a lot. And he's just like, yeah, I can. And so they're playing Battleship, and they're talking, and the waitress brings up the older man, which I cannot remember his name. I'm terrible at names. I'm sorry.
I don't remember his name either.
But they mention him and how it's been really hard on him since the loss of his son, which will come up later. And
that moment also changes Bucky's face. Like, his face changes.
Yes. When they start talking about the son, his face kind of, like, he was smiling sort of before and having a really good time and still being kind of awkward, but, like, in a good way. And then he gets really, like, stone-faced, serious, so regretful.
Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm thinking in my head, and it just came to me. So in the beginning, in like the dream sort of memory, was the kid the son?
Did you not realize
It just dawned on me now, like literally.
I was gonna bring that up.
I beat you to it.
But yeah, so like they're talking about how the old man lost his son and how it's been really hard on him. They didn't say how he died. That was the thing. They didn't say how he died. But are you yawning?
I promise you're not boring. I'm just super tired. It's been a long week.
I'm trying not to yawn while I talk. It's really hard.
At least you're talking.
That's true. A lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're better at remembering the story.
He got really serious and stone-faced, and he kind of got like this resolve on his face, like something was going on in his head that you didn't really know what was happening, and then all of a sudden he's getting up and leaving the date. He doesn't say anything, he just leaves. And she's just like, what just happened? And we don't actually know what's going on until there's a knock on the old man's door, and the old man opens it, and it shows like kind of like an altar or shrine to his dead son. And if you look at the picture, you will notice that is the same guy that was shot in the beginning.
Remember, I said I watched this movie at 3 a.m.
I know, but it was all tying together. I was tying it.
I beat you to it.
But yeah.
I love how I'm sitting here now going, oh!
Yeah. So yeah, the guy that he killed in the beginning in his nightmare is the same kid that... So it's all his friendship with this old man is all part of him trying to make amends for the past tasks that he did because of Hydra control. And so he's trying to make up for it. And this is also partially why he's getting the nightmares of the kid, because he hasn't resolved those issues. And so they're coming and haunting him.
Okay. So now you go back to Sam, and he's in... Louisiana. Okay, I can remember. He's in Louisiana where he meets up with his sister.
Which I think the actor of Sam is from Louisiana.
Oh.
I think. I want to say he is. I know he's from like the South somewhere, but I want to say from Louisiana.
But okay.
Sorry.
So we meet up with his sister and his family. We find out that the sister and his nephews all survived the blimp, not the blimp. The blip. They survived. So the last 5 years, they have been around, and she's been struggling to keep the family business.
Yeah.
The family business afloat. And so Sam comes back, and he starts kind of pushing things. He doesn't want her to sell the boat. The family boat.
He doesn't want her to sell the boat. He doesn't want her to sell the house. He doesn't want to sell like anything because it's partially his, but he's been gone for 5 years.
Yep, he's been gone for 5 years, and she's like, you don't understand the struggles I've been going through. You joined the military, and then you started doing all the Avengers stuff, which she didn't say it like that. What was it?
But that was pretty much the point.
The point was, is she's like, and I was here working and trying to make the bills and
deal with all of this.
So we get to see a little backstory on Sam and his life, because we've never really seen that, because he kind of just popped up.
Like we knew about his military background, and we knew about like how he lost his friend and what they were doing when he lost his friend, and how he became Falcon. But at the same time, we didn't know much about his family or where he came from or like any of that stuff. So I thought it was really cool that they brought it back to his hometown.
And this is like the part where like he ends up going to try to get a loan, and he kind of buddies with the loan guy about his Avengers stuff. Taking selfies until he realized that that part of him was not going to get the money that they needed to be afloat.
Plus the banker was kind of being a jerk about it.
Yeah, like he was like buddies with him, and then when they asked for the money, he was a jerk.
Yeah, and then he tried to be buddy with him again, and Sam was just like, are you serious?
Like, seriously, dude, come on, you just like totally put me off there.
Yeah.
So they ended up leaving, and it wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't. They got in a big fight. He got in a big fight with his sister. And his sister pretty much like explained, like, you hadn't been here. It's been all me. You weren't here before because he had joined the military and he had been doing all that stuff. And like it was just a big fight between him and his sister. And he realized like he hadn't been there, so he wanted to like try and help out. So he went on the boat, right?
I don't remember.
And like tried to start it or something. And that's when he got the phone call from Torres and he went to the computer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And oh yeah, we forgot about that part. Like the whole Torres part where he goes and
oh yeah, we kind of jumped to Sam.
So between Bucky and Sam's
storyline, like build up stories.
Thank you. I was trying to sequences. We had a little bit more about Torres and him being in a certain European country. I don't know.
I don't remember the country.
Sure. But yeah, he's like finds this group of people and he's like, "What are we supposed to do?" And then people start handing out masks. And like they put them on and they all have the hand on there. Which, if you recognize that mask, you might recognize the mask from some of the promos and stuff going around. They look very much like what Baron Zemo is wearing. The bad guy of the whole show.
Oh.
He was also in Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
Zemo.
Civil War or Winter Soldier?
Civil War? The one where Tony finds out that Bucky is the one that killed his parents.
Oh, that dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Zemo, it looks very much like the mask he is wearing nowadays in the promos, trailers, everything going around, which I found very interesting. But everybody starts running around, going crazy. They're all wearing masks. Torres tries to stop these two guys that are taking what looks like bags of money and escaping. And you find out like the guy like has super strength or something and pretty much like launches people out of the way.
And across the way.
Yeah. And like Torres tries to take him on and he pretty much like hurts his hand and then like kicks him in the face and breaks his like eye socket.
You know what's funny is when he got hit and I like zoomed down on him, I was like, oh, he's dead. Because he looked dead at first, and I was like,
he did look dead.
Well, I was like,
oh, are they not gonna keep him for the rest of the show?
See, I was like, oh, he didn't last long.
Yeah, like I was really worried about that, and then they showed him later on with Sam, and I was like,
they did
oh. Like, how dare you?
But like they really made it look like he like they knocked him out, but more like killed him.
Yeah, because I mean that was a really hard kick to the face, and especially if you have like super strength, like that kind of like crushed his skull.
I've been kicked in the head. That didn't look so
Okay, but was it like with super strength?
No, but I've been punched in the face.
Okay,
just not with super strength.
yeah, but he was like stomped like on by the foot.
We can test this theory. You lay down, I'll stomp on you. You're like, no.
I mean, I would get out of work.
That is true. Do it. Do it to me.
Don't try this at home, kids. Anyway, so like you think he's dead because that was a pretty hard stomp, but it turns out he only broke his orbital or something.
Something with
like
his arm,
with his eye
area.
Sam's like, that's really lucky because you were supposed to be looking at this on the internet, and he was like,
he got told.
But Torres is just like, worth it. Like,
what happens next?
Them work together.
Isn't that where he finds out about the ending? Doesn't it end there? Or do we go this is Bucky's story next? Why are you giving me that look?
Because I don't remember.
Because I'm pretty sure it ends after that.
Oh, it's the winners, Captain America.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And that's basically the end of the movie.
Yeah, but we didn't get to that part.
What part?
Where we talk about the Captain America.
I know, and that's what I was just trying to say. It was,
yeah.
I think that's the ending, but I didn't think there was anything else after that.
I thought you meant like
that.
Torres and him talking. That's the end.
No,
like,
no,
I'm pretty sure there's more to it. I just don't remember.
What was after they talked? I feel like after
then,
that is when his sister comes in and tells him, "Hey, you need to watch."
Yeah, that's right.
And then they turn the TV on and they introduce the new Captain
America. And the
America.
government guy that thanked Sam for the shield and donating it announces that they have a new Captain America.
I honestly don't like the new Captain.
I don't like the new Captain America. Like, okay, I've seen pictures of the actor, like, away from it, and he's got, like, a beard and stuff, and I'm like, okay, he's very nice looking.
He looks awful.
I don't like his look with, like, no beard and, like, the helmet and stuff. It's just not the same.
It looks weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this plays out, technically, because somehow Sam's getting that shield back.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have seen the promos, we've seen the trailers, we know Bucky and Sam get that shield back. Somehow they start working together. I'm excited to see them in a room together because those vibes...
They're hilarious together.
Those vibes from that yellow Volkswagen Beetle, I need them again.
I still love when Steve and what's-her-face kiss, and then he looks like, back, and they're like, yeah.
I love that we did it at the same time. Yeah, that's great. I love that one, and Bucky, like, looking at Sam and being like, hey, can you move your seat up? And Sam's just like, no. Also, the fight scene in the airport, and he's like, you couldn't have done that before, and he's like, I hate you. I'm so excited for the chemistry between these two and them just trying to like work together and like the snark and sass and sarcasm that's gonna come between them. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. So excited.
When do I tell my story?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I honestly hated Captain America, the new one. That was it.
Oh.
That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay. I thought we already covered that.
We did, but I thought I'd put my cents in there since you went off on a tangent.
Should we be like, I don't like it? Like Chris Evans?
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's awful.
And I think that's it.
That is the whole episode.
There was no credit scene, but if you watch the credits, there's actually some little cool things in there. Like I saw one person on TikTok, they were talking about one of the credit scenes, and it shows like kind of a broken wall. And it's got the words that are used. I don't know if you saw this one. But it's the words that are used for Bucky's brainwashing. And the person was wondering, hey, is that going to mean like the wall breaking is going to recondition him and make him into the Winter Soldier again? Is this part of, like, his amends? Does this mean, like, the wall is breaking between, you know, like, that part of himself and this part of himself? Like, there's a whole bunch of theories going around. I'm just excited to see more awkward Barnes in the dating room.
I'm honestly just excited to see where they go with this. I mean, we only have 5 more episodes, which we won't film until the 3rd episode aired, until after that one airs.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 episodes to talk about.
So that is it. So that was the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I apologize for all the tangents.
Okay, that being said,
Anyway.
we'll end the video here. So if you guys have your theories, what do you think is going to happen next on the show? I was going to say the whole name, but it's really a long name.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's just a long name. It's not like WandaVision, where you just say WandaVision.
Here, I'll just hold my shirt up.
This show here. So if you have your own thoughts and whatnot, please let us know in the comments if
there's any shows or movies that you'd like us to watch and review. Please put those down in the comments.
Yes.
We're always willing to watch stuff.
And then make sure to follow this one on Instagram and TikTok. I will have those linked below as well. I will link below the WandaVision review thoughts, I guess. I like thoughts, reviews, whatever you want to call them. I'll link those down below as well. So you guys, if you want to see what we thought about that show, you can. And that being said, if you liked the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you later with a new video.
Bye!